What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Jessica and Reese Show. I have Reese today.
Boom! The Jessica and Reese Show. What's this video about?
I don't know. I thought we'd just hang out. I finally got Reese back on the Jessica and Reese Show, and I'm so proud.
Since my name is on the channel, I guess I can make an appearance or two.
Come on, bro. No, I thought we would just sit down and talk about our 2020 goals and the importance of creating, you know, not New Year's resolutions. We're not those people because we don't like to be put in groups. We don't do New Year's resolutions.
I don't want to be painted with that brush.
Makes no sense. Some would call it New Year's resolutions, but what we do is a little bit different in that we go over the whole year, what we've accomplished in 2019, everything that we've done, things that maybe we wish that we had done, and then we go over what we're gonna do the next year. And we've been doing that for 6 years.
Have we been doing that for 6 years? I was gonna ask that. Do we feel like we've been doing that for 6 years?
I don't think it started out like consciously.
No.
But yes, we have been doing it our whole relationship.
The process has probably gotten more refined. We've gotten better at it as it's gone along. Okay.
Yeah, because when we first met, Reese was a homeless addict, couch surfing. And I was a newly released parolee that just got a really crappy place and a toaster box car, Scion XB. So, you know.
So those goals were really basic and simple.
Yeah. Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Go to work. So,
pay your bills.
Yeah. So as we've progressed, we've gotten more and more goals. So why don't you start with one of your, because we haven't talked about it really yet. I've mentioned mine, but you haven't really told me yours. So what is your first goal?
I don't know. I mean, why don't you talk about how we frame these goals a little bit? I mean,
you talk about it.
You know, because I think we've had this discussion oftentimes, and we talk about people that, you know, are from our previous life or from, you know, back from where you're from, and people have these goals, but they're not really goals. They're kind of like they're dreams, you know.
Wish list.
It's wish list, and it's
not a goal. It's a wish list. When there's no plan for the goal, it's a wish list.
When you talk about those goals, and this is kind of a professional setting, and I'm going to steal this because we use it at work, and I think it's really good to make your goals SMART. And you know, that's kind of, it's an acronym, and it, you know, they need to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and have a timeline attached to them. So when you sit down and you really start thinking about what kind of goals do I want to set, do they meet that criteria?
Yeah.
And that really will help you put some pen to paper and think a little deeper about what it is you're trying to accomplish, and it kind of keeps you on track. Like I said, it keeps you, you know, it keeps your head out of the clouds, but also it allows you to stretch your limits of comfortability. So I think that we do a pretty good job of that. We've done a better job, I think, over the last few years. And keeping your goals, especially at the beginning, really simple. The concept of setting these very simple. You know, and you don't have to set a laundry list of goals. Yeah. At first, it's important to have that goal list to be short. I almost would tell somebody, my advice would be, it needs to be really short. Set three really important goals. Mm-hmm. And as you kind of go along, it will keep you from being distracted. And then as you achieve those 3 goals, you might achieve all 3 by, you know, April. Well, now you got free time to start setting new goals. But, you know, instead of starting out being overwhelmed with a list of goals that fills up a whole page, and you don't have a way to prioritize or time manage, you know, which goals are priority, which are more probable and just possible goals, I think that it really starts as the core concept like we have. They've gotten bigger, they've grown as we've grown.
Yeah.
They have run parallel with our progress in life. So
I think there's a fine line between it not dreaming big enough and then not being realistic.
Absolutely.
You know, but in that same breath, if I would have told Reese a year ago, I want to grow a YouTube channel of 200,000 subscribers, he would have said, if I didn't say it like that. I just said I want to start a YouTube channel. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to put the work in and I'm going to really try to make this something. And now that YouTube is my full-time job, that is so outside the box for you.
Correct.
Because you don't understand it really, you know? And I think people that don't do YouTube don't really get what goes on behind the scenes, and that it is a whole production and it takes a lot of time and it is a job. I was doing full-time work without the full-time paycheck for months.
Well, and what you want to do as your channel has grown and become more successful, what are you trying to accomplish with this channel?
Yeah.
On the main channel specifically, it's got a little bit more priority as far as making an impact and things that you care about, where this is more of a fun channel.
It's so much fun here.
So it's a little better. We can kind of gunsling this channel a little bit. It's all right. We don't care what you think. Put your comments below. Make them mean. Make them naughty.
No,
Get them dirty, yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
Please.
yeah, I think that starting a YouTube channel, and it's now become it's gone from a passion project for you to something that you can set goals around.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happens in life, so.
I definitely didn't dream big enough with YouTube.
No.
I didn't go into it trying to make money. That was the first thing.
Money has been the byproduct.
Yeah, we never said, oh my gosh, I want to get on YouTube to share my story and make money. That was never a conversation.
No.
I thought, oh, it'd be cool to get monetized because that's like
And when you did get that first couple checks, we're like, what?
$100?
What up?
That's cool.
We can go. Let's go to dinner, baby. Yeah.
So yeah, and I bought my first camera when I had 1,000 subscribers. So I'm like, okay, enough people are watching now. Maybe I should try to up the production value.
Yeah.
And just, with my goals on YouTube, it has always been to help people with my story.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can put ads in and make a little bit of money too is huge to me. I didn't see this as a job. So the fact that it gets to be my job is so amazing and I am so blessed. But because of that, because of you guys, I get to set even bigger goals now for 2020.
Yeah.
So my first 2020 goal is to start writing and hopefully complete my book. I want it to be an autobiography and I'm like dying to get started.
Oprah Winfrey, we're coming for you. We want to be on the book show.
The Oprah Book Club?
The book club. That's the Oprah Book Club. Yeah.
Oprah Book Club. God, I love her. So yeah, that's a huge thing for me, but I have to find the right person to help me with that project. I have to find the right person, a person that I'm comfortable with, a person that I trust, someone that's not going to charge $50,000 to write a book. I have to like them, trust them.
It's got to have an ROI on this investment here, yeah.
So yeah, we have to find someone, that we like and trust for this project.
Is your goal just to start the project, the book, or to finish?
Going down. I need a new bra. My goal is to finish.
Oh, to finish.
I want it done
by the
in
end of
6
the year.
months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I feel like that's aggressive.
I don't know anything about writing books, so
Neither
it
do
may or
I.
may not be.
Neither do I. I think it would be absolutely amazing to get it done in 6 months. I do have an outline that I started in prison because this was a goal of mine from birth. I've read all the books. Now I have to start writing my own. so yeah, I'm definitely excited about that.
Okay.
What are your goals?
I want to frame kind of the way I think about goals, or I've started to think about them a little bit better. I try to break it up so I can focus more on what I think is important for me, and it's kind of like, do I have a professional goal? Do I have a personal goal? Is there a spiritual goal? Is there a community goal that I have? Do I want to try to give more of my time this year, which would be a goal for me?
Okay.
I think, because it's an area that I'm a very selfish person, and it's really all about me and kind of what we're doing or what I'm doing. And I recognize that, so it would be good. It would be a stretch goal for me to try to go out of my way to spend more time involved in an activity, even if it's something I care the most about, something that in a way that keeps me engaged and makes me want to get out and give that time. That's what I think in 2020 I would really like to focus on, and whatever that may be. I don't have an idea of what that is yet, but for me, that's kind of a social or community goal that I'd like to have is to be able to devote some of my time and energy to something that is kind of outside the household or outside my professional, because that's what's absorbed so much in my life over the last 6 years has been, us or work. Mm-hmm. So.
And that's hard to balance.
It is. It is. If I can't get those two things right, it's hard to have a big social or community goal. You have those people that have big social or community goals, and it's like, bro, you can't balance your checkbook. You're about to get evicted.
Yeah.
But
everything has to be.
Yeah, but you want to be down, I don't know, doing handouts or something, or doing pet projects at the community center, putting on plays for little kids, but you're about to get kicked out of your place. It's like,
yeah, the home front has to be solid first before you can do things outside of the home. Yeah. When did that start to become a goal for you?
I've probably been thinking about it more over the last few months as work I won't say slowed down, has become a little bit more within my grasp and manageable, because we moved up here, taking on a new role for me, professionally. And that's kind of taken off, and I've had a little bit of success, and I've got a better handle. I'm able to manage that position and what I'm trying to do here in the Chicagoland area with my company and with my office. So I have a little bit extra free time in my, and some open space in my head that I think that I would like to use up in a positive manner that maybe push me out of my comfort zone, that I get something out of it. I'm hoping anyway.
It's really cool that I've seen you get more comfortable in your job, because when we first got here, you could show up every day stressed out, exhausted, eyes bloodshot, just had this look of terror on your face because shit was just falling apart. They essentially gave him a failing office and he had to go turn it around.
I was the last Jedi, yeah, for sure.
The last Jedi.
The last Jedi.
He was the first one to get there, last one to leave every day, and he literally came home like shell shocked.
Well, you've seen me take on multiple new roles, and kind of how I've acclimated to those as I've gone along, because I came into a growing company, a company that's aggressive and expanding in a division that I'm lucky to be a part of.
And I'm so good at.
And I've been willing to take those risks professionally, and I've always kind of professional goals have always come first on my list, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's just the way I'm geared. I think mission oriented. Yeah, I am mission first. So I like to double down on my strengths, for sure, and that's just the way I'm wired. And so I thought I'd like to play to that. So professionally, for me, for a goal, a big thing that would be lofty is to actually be able to hit some budgetary or some monetary goals that are tethered to my office, which also just happen to be tethered to my professional career path, and some bonus structures that would be nice for us to have in 2020.
Yeah, ooh, bonus.
Yeah, we'd like to have some of those things, but taking over, kind of a fleeting project up here and being able to obtain, a budget that is doable, hittable, profitable, and helps advance me and the office that I'm now responsible for, and the people that I'm responsible for, and that success will translate into new goals next year, and it will be really, really awesome to see and be a part of, and I'm really proud of what we've done up here. So
your office is not losing money anymore.
Correct.
So
correct.
That's a big deal, because they were losing money.
We're not about to put the boxes up. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, back to me.
Go ahead. Back to you. You attack this.
I really want to start a podcast in 2020.
Oh, this podcast has been coming, hasn't it?
It's been coming, and we tried to do it here, but the reality is we live in a townhouse, and this is going to get to our next goal.
Yes.
We live in a townhouse, and we just do not have the space for a podcast right now. Sound carries a lot, so even though we're in our bedroom,
this is our bedroom, by the way. I am her boyfriend, not her dad.
Yeah. Ew. So the house is vertical because it's a townhouse, so the sound really carries, and I can hear the TV on downstairs right now. So, it's not really ideal to set up a podcast. So our next goal that is very huge for our family is that we want to buy a house in 2020. So the house has to have a lot of space. It has to have a dedicated filming space, a dedicated space for a podcast. Mm-hmm. Even if it's a freaking closet, it's okay. We can put up, the foam on the wall, and we could actually get a good podcast, a good sound quality, which is important in a podcast, that the sound is on point. So yeah, that's a big deal for me.
That's a big goal to have, and that's a big goal. And to give everybody some context, that's a goal that we've been discussing and talking about, but have never actually put down as this is what we're going to do this year. We're going to do this one.
Not the podcast.
Yeah, the house.
The house. Yeah. So we want to own a home in 2020.
We have pushed it off a couple times, thinking this year we've got a lot of things we want to accomplish. We're really not prepared, financially, and we relocated up here. Obviously, we moved out of state and kind of took on that new objective. So we just kind of put this together real quick here in the townhouse that we're in.
We thought we'd stay here for 1 year, and it's amazing how fast a year goes.
Yeah.
We're like, nope, we gotta wait another year. So we've lived in that townhouse now for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, but for the whole owning a home thing, this has been a goal of ours for 6 years, working on credit scores and making sure that we're financially able to do it.
There were a lot of other little goals that had to be accomplished and markers that had to be hit to get here, so that this could be a goal for this year that we knew was very specific, it was measurable, it was attainable, it was realistic, and we could put a timeline. We know that if we want to and we pursue it, we will be able to buy and afford this house.
Household income was a big deal.
Yep.
Credit score was a big deal. Are we gonna break up?
Correct.
Are you gonna piss me off?
Yeah.
Are we stable?
Do I want to buy this house with you? Deal.
Oh no. He stinks to live with because he's dirty. Little hairs everywhere, and he farts a lot. But I do. I don't want to live with anyone else, and it's amazing that I might complain about little tiny things like that, most people that I've ever lived with in my life annoy me and I want my space. I'm a toxic introvert. So,
really polished up and refined that statement, didn't we?
yeah, I really just want to be left alone more often than not. And I thought for sure when he moved in with us, we dated for a year before he moved in. I thought he's going to annoy me. This is going to get old. I'm not going to like this. I'm so scared. I'm scared for me. I'm scared for my daughter. I'm just scared that this isn't going to work. Mm-hmm. And it worked. Yeah. It really, like, we really work, and it's been 6 years. So I'm so grateful every single day.
It's been some work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. We have fought before. There's definitely been a lot of disagreements.
Yeah.
Learning him and his PTSD was a major thing for our relationship. That was something that we had to overcome. And I think now we just say it out loud. We never talked about it in the early years of our relationship.
No.
So yeah.
You didn't know how to respond and work with it or understand it, and I wasn't willing to admit it or recognize it.
Yeah.
So there's a couple big things that have fallen into place that make our relationship smoother. It makes our conflict resolution is better because we understand the core concept of why it is happening and some things are occurring. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was a big one for us, for sure.
In our first year, I was like, God, why is he such a buzzkill in public? Jeez, man, just lighten up. He can't.
We're about to go to critical mass in this Walmart. It is too packed.
Like, dude, is he okay?
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. I'm just like, God, you're such a downer. And that was me being ignorant to the fact that he's not a downer. He is extremely stressed and he has extreme PTSD. And Walmart is crowded and it's just stressful for him. And I also have like a mild form of PTSD and it bothers me too, but not to that level, not to your level. So that's been a big deal for us in overcoming. Do you have any other goals? Be stronger?
Yeah, I always have my personal goal of mine. I mean, I'm always trying to advance. Yeah, I'm always trying to advance myself physically. My health and my nutrition is always below what I would consider acceptable. I'm never quite good enough for myself. That's not something Jessica understands, but she has grown to accommodate those things that come with me and living with me.
I'm a cupcake taco eating fool, and he's like eating out of Tupperware, and he's super, super healthy and loves working out. He goes to the gym at 4 a.m. I'm just like, ew, if you make sound at 4 a.m., I will literally kill you.
So, every year, I've got a program in place. I've got something in my mind, what I think is going to be my strategy to be better this year, with my health and my fitness and my physique. Obviously, I'm not a competitive sports athlete. I'm not a power lifter. I work in an office. My goal is to look good naked. I need to be functional and fuckable. That's all I'm going for.
Did you just say that?
I did.
Check. No, as much as I joke around about tacos and cupcakes and shit, I'm so proud of you. I love that dedication and that discipline. I fell in love with that really early on.
And I know it's hard to come up with it. I'm sure Jessica knows that, when I flip that switch and I go into a mode where I'm like, all right, this is part of what I'm trying to do this year. Over the next 8 to 10 weeks, I'm going to shift my program. I'm going to shift everything.
He means eat less.
Yeah, to fall in line with what I'm trying to accomplish. I am laser focused. I will not take a bite of a cookie. I will not miss a training session. I will not get off the cardio machine 5 minutes early. It doesn't matter what I have to do. I am going to hit that marker every time. Every time. I am disciplined to the point that failure is not an option in any event or any phase of what I'm trying to accomplish.
Thanks a lot, Army. makes my life a lot harder. Because the first year that we were dating, I would make you cake and cookies, and I would show my love through acts of service.
She wouldn't get it, and I would be like, all right, okay, we're going on vacation. Like the first year we went to Florida, and I knew, I was like, we planned quick, and I knew I had an aggressive target because I wasn't going to Florida with the dad bod. It wasn't that I was bad out of shape, but I had 7 weeks, and I'm that guy that's like, all right, 7 weeks. I knew what I had to do. I'll say, like, I'm on a diet, I've got to do this in 7 weeks. I would come home the next week and Jessica's like, I made you your favorite cake. It's like, did you not hear the first words that I spoke last week?
No, I didn't.
I said cake is not allowed any further. No longer, there's no cake allowed in the house. Jessica's like, are you sure you don't want some ice cream? I'm eating some right next to you.
I'm just trying to be nice. Italians share their food and we eat all the time. And I didn't see that as like a hindrance to your plan. I'm just like, bro, I made cake today. You're welcome. Okay, so do you have any other 2020 goals?
we could talk somewhat about our financial goals that have allowed us to stay stable and continue to move.
Oh yeah, we are aggressive savers.
Yeah.
And while you see a few hauls here and there for me, we save a lot. We save a lot.
We do. We're definitely, we like to keep, you know, we don't want to have that mentality that the more we make, the more we spend.
No.
We like to flip that coin a little bit, and the more we make, the more we save.
Yes.
The more that we can put away, because we have both lived that struggle and had nothing, and then, you know, probably repeated that cycle a couple times and gone back to nothing after having a couple things. So we know what that bottom tastes like, and it's like licking dirt. And I don't ever want to be back there. I don't know about you.
Are you kidding?
So,
no. I love the fact that we've saved for 6 years. I know if my car breaks down, it's okay.
Yeah.
We can afford to fix it.
Yeah.
And I didn't live like that for a while. You know?
A big goal for us that, you know, as financial stability for us is, you know, we like to save around 30 to 35% of whatever it is we make.
Mm-hmm.
I know at the end of the year, I've got it set up that's going to happen. So, and then we also continue to set aside on top of that as we see fit, so that we don't run up excessive debt, because we don't have any debt that is massive, outstanding, or a wasteful debt.
No.
We actually are fortunate enough, because we started back with zero. You know, because I lived that you know, we started back at zero. We don't have any debt that we can't pay off.
Yeah.
We have a net positive balance sheet as a couple. So, you know, that's a very comfortable feeling, you know, to wake up to every morning and go to bed every night. Because I lived that cycle, you know, prior to my life, where I had a company and I had a lot of money, and on paper I looked very wealthy. I was just paying the bills. I mean,
you had nice ass things.
I had
Two BMWs.
I had a lot of nice things. I had a really high cash flow, but as much was coming in, there was 110% what was coming in was going back out.
How many months in a row were you stressed out about the mortgage?
Oh, the entire time I had a house, I was always 2 months behind, and right before they'd send the foreclosure letter, I'd pay up to due, and then get a little bit behind, then pay up to due. I mean, I lived like that. While I'm driving around, you know, a 7 Series BMW. My wife at the time had one. Yeah, I did not manage my money at all.
Yeah.
And the thought of, you know, I guess it was probably best that we went back down to zero, because I don't know how you know, I had to file bankruptcy. My situation was so bad. My life was completely unmanageable, personally, financially, professionally. Yeah. I wiped out to zero. I set that dinger all the way back, like, boom.
It's funny now. So he works in transportation, and his employees come to him with a problem, like completely stressed out. And Reese is like, "What are you worried about? This isn't your money."
Yeah.
He owned a transportation company, and it was literally his checkbook every day. So that stress is something that we will fight to not have.
So yeah, one of our financial goals is always to maintain that positive financial security and responsibility. We like to know that our family is taken care of, our kids are going to be taken care of. We're never in a position where we have to make poor choices, where we have to make fast choices that, you know, that obviously something that should take us weeks to think over. We have to pivot, you know, in a day or two, because we don't have the money to stretch that far. So I think for us that is always a goal to maintain and keep cognizant of our head, that we need to hit that marker to save, you know, that 30 to 35% of our income every year, and set up a plan at the first of the year fiscally. How do we do that? How much money do we think that is? And make sure that it is money that we do not touch.
Mm-hmm. And if we can save more in certain months, we do that.
Yeah.
Which we have been able to do several times.
We do that so that when we put that aside, so we can do vacations. Mm-hmm. We don't take vacations on credit cards. We take vacations on the extra cash, the reserve cash that we've set aside.
That is a big deal. We've always done it that way. Yeah. So if we go to Florida, like last year we went to Florida, and I think we're going to do Florida this year.
Yep.
We go on cash. And
if we can't pay for cash, we're not going.
That is so important. And the funny thing is, there's certain people, you know, close to us that don't do it that way, and they think we're crazy because we don't go on like 5 vacations a year.
Yeah.
Or my car is junky. Listen, my car might be junky, but guess what? I own that car.
Yeah.
I own that car. I don't have a car payment. You know, I would much rather live like that. And those opinions of others used to bother me so much. Their judgment would bother me. Ask me now at 30 how much that bothers me.
Yeah.
It does not at all. Never crosses my mind. And if it ever gets brought up, or like a little shade is thrown at us here and there, I literally just laugh it off, because I know their stress of charging everything and having 3 car payments and all this stuff. We're not doing it that way.
No.
And when we do buy a house, the mortgage will be our only debt.
Yeah.
So.
And a house is not bad money.
No.
It's a good investment as long as you bought within your means, which we will.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna make that.
We will.
We know what we're comfortable paying, and you're hoping that you're right side up or close to it. Then when you buy, so within an amount of time that it expends, that house is actual equity. You know,
Yes.
you can't, you don't have to back out of it and then sell it for less than what you owe.
Yeah, if you buy smart, you're good.
Yeah. So.
Is that it? Is that all of our goals?
Kind of in a
Definitely
nutshell,
taking-
without getting really specific. You know, we're still kind of crafting our list.
Yeah. I think it's important for you and I to have more us time.
We probably should put that on our goal
Yeah.
list.
I think it's so important that we continue to work on our relationship because this is what's so important.
As you've gotten busier and I've gotten busier, and you
We
know
literally
the
have to
kids are
pencil
getting
stuff.
older, we probably, you know, as redundant or as boring as it sounds, you know, you read those things where you've got to set up a standard date night. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's got to be, if it's Thursday or Saturday, you know, get that sitter. Do not miss. You know,
Yeah.
just like I won't miss a workout, you shouldn't miss that time. You should pencil off that time because it's important to have it.
And you shouldn't talk about the kids. You know?
Yeah.
I remember our first date nights when Riley was born. I'm like, you think Riley's okay? What is Riley doing? Like, she's a baby. She's doing nothing.
She's probably pooping or sleeping.
I'm checking the phone every 2 seconds because your sister's texting me. I'm like, you think she's okay? You think everything's fine? And that was our date night. Me in complete terror for leaving my baby for the first time in 4 months, like a crazy
We
person.
should probably on my little segments of goal setting. We should probably put relationship as far as, you know, we got professional, social.
Yes.
We should have some relationship goals.
Yeah, I agree. I love you. Go to rec.
I love you.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you guys found this inspirational. Hopefully you guys can set goals of your own.
Yeah,
I
why
think it's
don't
so
we talk
important.
about some goals in the comments below?
Yeah.
Somebody put some of your top 2 important goals.
Look at him being a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely want to read your goals. That's a great idea.
Okay.
You're awesome. All right, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.